Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to showcase a 1-bar Oakensoul build for the Magicka Templar, also known as MagPlar. This build is capable of pulling over 91k on the parse dummy. This build utilizes some of the best gear in the game to pull endgame DPS. I will be using mythics and trial gear, so this is not a super beginner friendly build, but rather more for endgame players who prefer 1-bar builds. I will also do my best to keep it as viable for content as possible, such as offering a flex spot for heals and giving advice on some alternatives to either gear or skills in the video. Anyways, here's the build. So starting off in the character sheet, I have 64 points in a Magicka and I'm running the Thief Mundus. For the race, I am a High Elf. Other alternatives include Khajiit, Dark Elf, and possibly even maybe Bren would be fine. For food, our best choice is probably Clockwork Citrus Fillet, and a cheaper and almost as good alternative would be Witch Mother's Potent Brew. And if you're parsing or just need more sustain, then Ghastly Eyeball is always the go-to. So for potions, because we have all of the necessary buffs other than Major Intellect that comes from Spell Power pots, we're going to opt instead to use Heroism pots. So for the potion combination I used Dragon Reum, Dragon Blood, and Columbine. This gives us Restore Stamina with Major Endurance, Restore Magicka with Major Intellect, and Minor Heroism. The most important part about this potion is the Minor Heroism and Major Intellect. Major Intellect is going to help us sustain, and Minor Heroism is going to give us crazy ult regeneration, paired with Major Heroism that the Oakensoul provides. So this is how we're able to drop so many ultimates through a parse. These potions are quite expensive to make, so make sure you have 3 points in medicinal use to benefit from the full duration of the potions. Medicinal use could be found through the alchemy skill line. And if you want to opt to not running that, you can always just use Essence of Magicka. That'll be perfectly fine as well. So for CP, for the blue tree, we're going to be running Backstabber, Wrathful Strikes, Deadly Aim, and Master at Arms. For the red tree, we're going to be running Sustained by Suffering, Siphoning Spells, Rejuvenation, and Balanced Vitality. So for gear, we're going to be running 5 pieces of Deadly paired with 5 pieces of Whirl of Depth, 1 piece Slime Crawl, and 1 piece Oakensoul. So breaking it down, in the main hand, we have a Deadly Dagger with a Flame Damage enchant traded in Nirnhoned. In the offhand, Deadly Dagger as well, with a Poison Damage enchant traded in Charged. For the head, we have 1 piece Slime Crawl in Mediums and Divines with Max Mag enchant. For the body, we have 5 pieces of Whirl of Depth, all with Max Mag enchants traded in Divines. And for 1 piece of the body, 1 piece of Deadly with a Max Mag enchant traded in Divines. And lastly, we have 2 pieces of Deadly Jewelry, both with Spell Damage enchants traded in Bloodthirsty, and Oakensoul Ring, which is also Spell Damage enchant traded in Bloodthirsty. For skills, we're going to be running Purifying Light, Puncturing Sweep, Blazing Spear, Radiant Oppression, Barbed Trap, and Shooting Star. So for the rotation, you want to prioritize keeping your dots up. These are going to be Purifying Light, Barbed Trap, Blazing Spear, and the priority is in that order in case 2 of them run out at the same time. And just jabs whenever you have nothing better to cast. And then at 25%, you can just start using Radiant Oppression. Make sure you keep your dots up still. And at 8%, just drop everything and only use Radiant Oppression. And then whenever your ultimate is ready, you could just use that whenever. So closing thoughts, first off, if you feel like your sustain is just not there, you can always run Power of the Light instead of Purifying Light. It will improve your sustain, and especially so if you're going to take out Barbed Trap because you need another bar slot. In that case, I'd run Order's Wrath or Zovgin over Deadly and make the switch for Power of the Light over Purifying Light to help manage my sustain, because MagPlar sustain is just not there. For alternatives for gear, you can always run Boss A. Boss A can be situationally better, or can be better if you're good at managing your Magicka. In terms of sets to pair with it, Pillar of Nirn is always a solid set. Advancing Yokeda is another solid option as well, but it does require stacks. And Zovgin and Order's Wrath allow you to get another bar slot. So in regards to update 35 and the Oakensoul changes, I'm going to hold off on trying to build around that until we get closer to a final patch notes for what the changes are actually going to be, because we're still in the very early stages of PTS, so I don't want to make assumptions too early. But since we are almost 2 months on console, I'm going to keep making builds and then adjust them when the next update drops. And I think that wraps it up. As always, thanks for watching the video. If any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. We also do have a Discord, so if you want to ask your questions there, come join our Discord. There's also a Discord for PlayStation players if you want to join a community Discord. Link will be right below my personal Discord. And as per usual, there'll be a parse and outfit section right after this. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.